So, what's the single most important skill you need for using AI? Here's a hint. It's not about writing the perfect prompt. It's about earning your pilot's license, that professional discipline to use these incredibly powerful tools safely. And today, we're going to break down the human in the loop protocol that makes it all possible.
Oh man, we've all been there, haven't we? You ask the AI for something, and boom, it spits out this beautifully written, super confident sounding response. The structure's perfect, the tone is spot on. But then you notice a key fact, or a number, or a name is just completely made up. It's so frustrating, and it happens all the time. And it really points to a fundamental danger that we absolutely have to manage.
You know, in the military, there's a saying, complacency kills. What it means is that the moment you get comfortable, the second you stop checking your gear and just assume everything is okay, that is precisely when things go catastrophically wrong. And believe me, this applies perfectly to how we work with AI. And here's the real paradox. The biggest danger isn't when you're a total beginner, when you're cautiously double-checking everything. No. The real danger comes when you get good. You get proficient. You start to just trust the output, and you stop verifying. That is when the crash happens. So why? Why does this happen? Well, we have to remember what an AI, like a large language model, actually is. It is not a database of facts. It's a probability engine. It's basically a people pleaser designed to predict the next most likely word and just fill the silence. If there's a gap in its knowledge, it's not going to say, I don't know. Nope. It will confidently invent an answer that looks and feels just like the truth. And if you're being complacent, you're going to sign your name to that lie. Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? What do the pros do? It's not about finding a better AI. It's about a professional discipline, a formal protocol called the human in the loop. This is the safety habit that separates the amateurs from the real operators. Now listen, the key word here is mandatory. The human in the loop protocol is not optional. It's not a suggestion. It is the required step where you, the human operator, have to actively review and validate what the AI has created before it goes anywhere. You are the final checkpoint. You are the final kill switch. So to make this protocol really stick, to make it tangible and easy to remember, we're going to use a really powerful mental model. So forget about code and algorithms for a second, and let's think about an airline pilot. A pilot could have 10,000 flight hours. They could know their plane inside and out, every single bolt. But before every single flight, what do? They get out of the cockpit and they do a walk around. They physically check the flaps. They kick the tires. They inspect the engine. Why? Because physics doesn't care about their resume. A sensor could be frozen. A bolt could be loose. They don't just trust the last report. They physically verify every single time. And this brings us right to the parallel for our world. You are the pilot. The AI, that's your high-performance airplane. A sensor failure in their world, that's what we call a hallucination in ours. And that pre-flight check, that all-important walk-around, well, that's your audit. It's the mandatory inspection you perform before you ever hit send. Okay, so how do we put this pilot's walk-around into practice? We can actually boil this whole mindset down into a really simple, actionable set of rules. The operator's code. It's a set of 3 simple laws that will keep you safe and keep you in control. Just 3, that's it. They're super easy to remember, but you have to live by them every single time you use these tools. All right, law number 1 starts with us. I will not contribute to entropy. Now, entropy in this context just means messiness, chaos. It's the old idea of garbage in, garbage out. We have to accept that sloppy inputs create sloppy outputs. So our responsibility is to provide the clearest, most precise commands possible, leaving 0 room for ambiguity. Law number 2 is the real core of the audit. I will not accept hallucinations. This is where you actively hunt for the errors. You have to assume the AI could be wrong. And your job, your duty, is to verify every single objective fact, every number, every date, every name, before you even think about accepting the output. And the 3rd law, this is the most important mindset shift of all. I will not trust the machine. Look, the AI is the engine, but you are the driver. You are not a passenger just along for the ride. You are in command, which means you must always audit the output, because at the end of the day, you are the one who's responsible. So right about now, you might be thinking, okay, but if I get really good at prompting, really good, can't I just skip this? And the answer is a hard no. This protocol isn't about a lack of skill. It's about acknowledging the fundamental nature of the technology itself. Because these AI models are probabilistic, not factual, there is always a non-zero chance of error. Let me say that again. Always. No prompt is perfect enough to eliminate that statistical reality. Your audit, your walk around, that's not a sign of weakness. It is your insurance policy against reality. People worry that this whole process is going to slow them down. But let's reframe the cost here. The perceived cost is what? The 30 seconds it takes to audit an email? But the real cost? That's the 3 days it takes to repair your reputation and fix a major screw-up with a client because the AI hallucinated a promise you didn't catch. That 30 seconds is the single best investment you can possibly make. So, after all this, what's the single most important thing to take away from this? It's simple, and it is incredibly powerful. It all comes down to where the ultimate responsibility lies. This quote, this says it all. The AI is a tool. It's the steering wheel. It's the engine. It is ridiculously powerful, but it has zero understanding of truth and zero accountability. You're the driver. If there's a crash, the responsibility is yours and yours alone. Think of it this way. Automation is a train moving at 100 miles an hour, and that train has no idea if the bridge up ahead is out. You are the one with your hand on the emergency brake. You are the final kill switch. So I'm going to leave you with this one question to ask yourself every single time. Before you copy, before you paste, before you hit send on anything an AI has generated, have you done your walk around? If you want to go deeper on this and other core concepts, you can find the full, simplified Technical Programming Foundation source material over on Gumroad. Now you have the explanation.